Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're doing a case study with Adam Steen, and we're going to be talking about what he's gotten from the Inner Power Entrepreneur Group Coaching Program. You'll learn a little bit about him and get to hang out and hear results so that you can see if this is a good fit for you. So welcome, Adam. Thanks for being here today.
Excellent. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's chat about, just go ahead and introduce yourself, where you're from, what your business is, anything you'd like to share in that arena.
Sure, I'll try to keep it concise. I've done a lot of things in my life. Grew up in Indiana, moved up to Wisconsin, met my wife at UW-Madison. We both have ag engineering degrees. Prior to that, I went to Maranatha Baptist Bible College, so quite a culture difference in university setting. And then I graduated, tried to buy the farm from grandpa. So I grew up farming in Indiana. Um, that didn't work out so well. So I've got an engineering degree, so I decided to use it. And now my wife and I have been about 4 years investing in real estate. So we bought a commercial building, so we're managing that. And I'm extremely heavily invested into creative financing right now, trying to help folks that can't get into a house and folks that need to get out of their house that just don't have a vision to get out. So it's really fun.
I love it. I love that I attract people. Obviously, part of what I do is teach people to be in their zone of genius. So I always value hearing your background and then how you got into it. And then just, that zone of genius part, to hear you say that you love what you do, I think is really key. So that's awesome.
It is. It makes it different when you're talking on the phone because if somebody hangs up and they're upset with you, I couldn't help them anyway, right? I had the opportunity, but they have to be willing. And that's something we talk about, right? That
Yeah.
you have to be willing to see it, but at the same time, it helps you know that they're not ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And I always tell people your success is my reputation. So if it's not a good
Mm,
fit up front, it's really
mhm,
important to say goodbye immediately and then know that
mhm.
they might come back at some point, right?
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
fortune's in the follow-up. Remember that.
Yes, definitely. We talked about that today in the group.
We did.
All right. Will you share anything else like you've tried in terms of coaching? And maybe you haven't. I actually don't know your answer here, but I'm curious what you have tried in terms of coaching before this.
Yep, this is very fascinating. So my wife and I started at Elite Legacy, which is Rich Dad through Kiyosaki, and I married an introvert that I didn't even consider when we made this business plan that she was going to go do the training, I was going to work. So she has been through much more training and brought back information to me, but we have never actually been. This is the second mastermind group, if you can call it that, coaching program that we've been in. And I the reason that we joined is fairly heavily, to be clear, is Chris and Zach's mindset of you have to look at yourself and be prepared for whatever's coming at you, right? And I never thought about it. So having the daily accountability and then the weekly calls, it really makes you don't get to take a break. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's not an on off, right? It's not, oh, I went to a class and then we come back 6 months later. I'm at the class again, and then I do nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I want to clarify for people watching. So he's referring to another group that he's in where I work with a lot of their people. And so they come in because they have a very high value on teaching their people that mindset is incredibly important, that it's one of
yep.
the critical factors of growing your business. And so I love that you come in prepped in that way where you go, hey, I'm ready to master my mindset. And I know that I'm
Mhm.
missing some pieces. Will you share, like in terms of what you heard or know of me so far, how have I
Mhm.
helped you in that way with
Yep.
mindset?
So terms, it's so funny. Just little things, and I know I got an engineering degree, so I pay attention to details. But just terms, even in the calls or in the notes that people put in the morning, like just in the Inner Power Daily, I had no idea what monkey brain meant, right? Like that idea that everything's connected. The the fact that I didn't even recognize, just listening to some of the podcasts, I didn't recognize how much of I'm trying to think of the right word, but almost a mentality of lack, right? That I wasn't grasping what I thought I was saying out loud, that I know how much I'd like to make, I know what I want, but I wasn't internalizing it. And so to me, that boy, I really wish I could remember your term. You'll think of it instantly. When Imposter, that's what it was. Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes, that I'm not good enough. I didn't know that's what I was doing. It's to be very clear. Like it was, I felt this uneasiness, but I didn't know exactly how to put a finger on it. You can't solve a problem that you don't even know what the question is, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that to me is really what I was or what I've gained. To be clear, you'll probably make note of this, but it's not been a long time in this program, if you will. But it's not just the program; it's realizing what mental state you are in constantly. And that to me,
yeah.
I can't do by myself. I don't think. Maybe I can, but I don't think I can do it by myself.
Yeah. It's interesting. Some people can, but it is challenging. And I think it's why we
Yeah.
all need coaches. And
Yes.
also, something that you said that I want to highlight for people watching is that it takes sometimes someone else saying something and for you to trigger the awareness. And so, if people have been following me, I teach my 3-step inner power formula. So it's recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram. That recognition piece, when you're in a group setting, someone will say something and you go, oh my God, that's been my problem. And I didn't even know it. And just like you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
you can't fix something that you don't recognize is broken. And
Mm-mm.
so it's critical. And, I appreciate you sharing that imposter syndrome was something that you recognized that you struggled with and you really didn't even know it, because I
No.
really think that most people do struggle with that. They're not sure why. And, they come into a business, they're excited to get started. They have all these ideas, but then once they get started, they're go like, oh my God, I don't really know what I'm doing. And it can be challenging.
Well, and you said something also in one of the podcasts. Sorry, I can't remember which one. That it's a competition that you don't even know that exists with someone that actually is there to help you, especially in the program that I'm in, another group. Like everybody wants to help you all the time, but
Yeah.
there's always that feeling that you're fighting of, well, am I really competing with this person or are they actually here to help me? Right?
Yeah.
And you don't know how to externalize or verbalize that feeling. So it's kind of
Yeah.
fun to know that
And
it's there.
it's shifting your frame of reference and choosing
Yes.
to see what you want to see. It's like, hey, I can look to this person as a model and someone to aspire to be, instead of having it break me down and make me negatively self-compare and go, crap, I'm not as good as them.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So for people watching, there are many things that you get access to when you come into the Inner Power Group Coaching Program. And one of the things is the daily morning lessons, which is something that I've watched you, Adam, be really awesome at listening to and being a part of every day. And I
Mhm.
think that's a really critical component of people's success, because it has that effect of the repeat part where you reprogram your mindset. So, will you say just a little bit there, because you are newer in the group coaching
Mhm.
program? You've come to every meeting that we've had since you joined, which has been amazing to see. And I already see huge shifts in you. So I'm
Mhm.
curious from your perspective, what would the biggest impact be so far of just all of the overarching things that I offer in the group coaching program?
So the inner power daily, that morning time is setting it's so simple, but setting that routine, right? People talk about having a routine. I talk about having a routine, and I didn't realize, I kid you not, today is Wednesday. I didn't realize until Monday that I thought I could plan out my week. I had it figured out, and I went on appointments Monday and took off at 7 o'clock in the morning, didn't do anything in the morning. I wasn't lost, but I was continually thinking about what what did I miss, right? And it's only
Mm,
been a couple weeks. That that yearning for growth, you have to have it, right? You can't you're sorry, just because you join the program doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to be amazing and it's going to be awesome. You have to want that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
for people that are looking for what, to me, it's kind of crazy. It's not really what you give, it's what you get. And and I don't think I would have seen what's necessary had I not come from a place of recognizing that there's a gap. So
yeah,
it's not really the right answer, but it's not
yeah,
something that you did. It's more something that I knew was there was something missing. And when you plug into a system that's continual, that daily reminder, to me, that is one of the most important things in the group is knowing that all those people there, like you said this morning, are sharing to grow together. And that's a
yeah,
huge benefit.
yeah. I love that. Yeah, I really think in terms of especially mindset and law of attraction style coaching, you have the answer. So it's more
Yeah.
about me providing you with ways to seek the answer from within. And so, the daily journaling prompt and showing up for your morning routine and then showing up
Mhm.
on the calls where then you get reinforced. That's what reprograms your mindset for
Yep.
success. And so it's not, of course, I want to say, I have all the answers. It's me.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. I mean, I think that in some ways, and in other ways, I'm like, it's just that I'm giving you the tools to help you succeed
Mhm.
by pulling out the answers from yourself, which is why, like inner power is the concept. Like you have the inner power to create your outer world and get the results that you want. And so it's fun to watch you do that. And yes, you've only been here for a few weeks, and I can already see like physical manifestations, the way that you show up, the things that you're saying. I'm like,
Mhm.
can't wait to see what you create in the next year.
Well, and you said a little glimpse of it. It's pulling out, and it's hard. It's not as fun. Boy, I don't know if this is what you want to hear, but tough luck. It's not it's not as fun as it sounds, right? It's not just sitting around feeling better. Well, no, it takes work, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's a real thing that people need to understand is you actually have to want to change. And
yeah,
that's important. You can say it all day, but if
yeah,
you don't do the work and sit and
yeah,
think, it doesn't change.
yeah. And what you're getting at that's so important is it's choice. You made the
There you go.
choice to change.
Yep.
And
Yep.
anyone who makes the choice, like whether this is the program for you or something else is off,
Right.
choose and then choose the best course of system and action and the mentor that you see that feels aligned for you, and you'll succeed. Like your
Yep.
success is inevitable when you make the choice and take action and use systems that have been successful before, which are all things that I have. There are lots of them out there. So it's just like, are you attracted to this one? Awesome. If you're attracted to a different one, do it. But it's about choice of taking action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Will you share, like, so far, what would you say is
Mhm.
the favorite part of just being involved in the group? You've said a lot, so is there something that stands out to you as a favorite part?
So, I'm working on this and how to describe it perfectly, but the getting to know the individuals to me in the group it's fascinating. Even just off comments, right? It makes you intrigued and want to spend more time with people, and that's something I'm working out. So I don't know exactly how it's going to manifest completely, right?
Yeah.
But it's it's knowing that there are opportunities in this group of people with the same mindset. Now, it's not, I could talk through the people that I've met in our breakout sessions, but it's not just like backgrounds or
Hmm.
or financial. It's you're interesting, right? I want to get to know you so that we can move together wherever we're going, right? That to me is one of the benefits after being in, and I'm just gonna say different companies for now, like different companies, different environments. It's not always a mutually beneficial arrangement. And I think
Hmm.
this is what we're trying to create, right? Is that everybody's going to, it's not just money. It's not like, oh, you can sell me your house, right? It's not that. It's, oh, you have a mindset that I want to be like, to be with, so that we can encourage each other because you don't find that
Yeah.
easily.
I love that. I really value that about group coaching and having a community because it's resonant frequencies coming together to up level together. And it like the power of that is just
Mm-hmm.
exponential awesomeness. I'm so excited about having a live event. So in 2024, we'll have a live event, and like getting to be with everybody in person is like, I'm just looking forward to it. So just like you're saying, it's family. It's been
Mm-hmm.
amazing to me to grow a group and realize the first thing that everyone does typically is that the community. They're like the community piece. And I think that entrepreneurs get very siloed and they can be
Yep.
it can be kind of lonely. And so it's a really lovely place. I've been impressed and intrigued by how many people show up consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a huge part. It's like, oh, I get to check in with my entrepreneurial family and it
Yep.
feels really good. So I love that. Okay. Is there any lasting thought you would say in terms of anyone who's like on the fence or thinking about joining? What advice would you give them?
So in wrapping all of this in one pretty little bow, it's you kind of have to see where you are. And that's kind of hard to do, I know, before you get to meet Dr. Mann and talk, but you you need to realize that if you're going to commitment is it needs you need to be all in. because just halfway, it's not, you're not going to see the results. And this is me, I haven't experienced this, but you're going to burn out because you're not going to get the results that you're hoping for if you're not committing. So that's something that you have to come to grips with, that this is my schedule, this is my, we say have to. Dr. Mann is correct. Changing words. I have to do this. No, I'm choosing, right? I'm choosing to commit to this program, this time, because the benefit's coming. And that to me is one of the most important things that I tell people is give it the time to commit. And once you do, you will see the change.
Yeah. Yes. I want to say so many things right now, but we'll keep it short. So I'll stop. All I'll say is when you commit and take action and follow the formulas and principles that I teach, your success is inevitable. 100%. No
Mm.
doubt in my mind. I am certain of that. I've seen it happen for myself and all the people I've worked with. So it's like your success is inevitable when, just like you said, decide, commit, take action, right? And
Mhm.
recommit daily.
Every day. Yep.
Yeah, because some days you will feel burnt out, and sometimes you go into that space. I think that's the power of the group, is that everyone keeps you encouraged. You get to plug in and say, we always start with the vibe rating, like, where are you vibing today? And sometimes if someone's at a 5, I'm like, ooh, let's help you out, because that's like, I don't want you to have to stay at a 5. You don't need to stay at a 5.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's so powerful. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with everyone. I appreciate you.